And I'd like to invite my crewmate on the Spaceship Earth, Richard Branson.
Stage, founder of the Virgin Group, Sir Richard Branson.
Well, isn't she amazing? We are all crew on Spaceship Earth. Beautiful words. Can you give her one more round of applause? Yeah. So I'll now try to bring everyone back down to earth after her inspirational words. And I'm absolutely in awe of all the incredible work done by the Wells astronauts. I'm amazed to hear that Dr. Coleman logged more than 4,330 hours in space. And as some people may know, it's my lifelong dream to go to space, as I think it is, I suspect, many, many, many people watching. To see the Earth, one small, beautiful blue dot from above, and fully appreciate just how tiny, finite, and really precious our planet is. Professor Stephen Hawking is coming on board, so I'll have someone to explain the universe to me. But I'm not motivated to go into space, as actually he is, to escape any ecological or even political catastrophe here on Earth. We couldn't ask for a better place to live. Let's face it, Mars and the Moon are not very hospitable places. And I bet Dr. Coleman was happy to be back home after 6 months on the space station, no matter how incredible the view is of Earth. But it is up to us to take better care of Earth. And that means all of it, the land and the ocean, the blue in our beautiful, beautiful blue planet. The reality is that most of our own planet is even less familiar to us than some other places in the solar system. 12 people, only 12 people have walked on the Moon, but only 3 people have been to the deepest part of the Earth, the Mariana Trench. And what we do know is that the vast expanses of the Earth are entirely unlike the world we know, lying in perpetual darkness, never feeling the warmth or light of the sun, covered by ocean with an average depth over 3,000 meters. Jacques Cousteau called these mysterious water depths the silent world, a completely alien landscape to most people, but one that today we know is full of sound and is vital to all our lives and to the very survival of our species and the future habitability of our planet. The ocean covers more than 70% of the surface of the Earth. It holds about 97% of its water, and yet the ocean's ecosystems are probably the least understood, most biologically diverse, and most undervalued of all the Earth's ecosystems. The ocean gives us oxygen, it gives us food, it gives us joy. We give it plastic, we saturate it with carbon, and we relentlessly extract the life out of it. I'm not going to repeat all the terrible things we've been doing to the ocean because our job is clear: to unite to revive it. And right here, in this great global hall of humanity, is where we can begin to make that happen. It is here that we are connecting governments, we're connecting businesses, we're connecting NGOs, we're connecting communities and experts, all learning from one another. I'm honored to be among the many business people at this conference, as I truly believe that the ocean is everybody's business. Whatever industry we work in, we must not only minimize the negative impacts of our actions on the oceans, but also we must take positive steps and build strong partnerships to help heal it. All our companies can contribute to the global mission of bringing the ocean back to health. The days of exploiting first and considering the consequences later must well and truly end. Thanks to the information provided by satellites and our friends in the space sector, we can see with our own eyes the dramatic changes in Arctic and Antarctic sea ice. We can see rising sea temperatures. We can see shifting weather patterns, a healthy ocean as our most important ally in the fight against the impacts of climate change, but it is also one of its victims. Becoming more acidic, becoming warmer, and a threat to the small islands and vulnerable coastal areas of our world. Luckily, the ocean has an amazing ability to regenerate itself, and we can help it. Our story this week must be one of hope. And that's the essence of the Sustainable Development Goals. Hope for a better world, and a real, strong, and shared commitment to achieving it. Sustainable Development Goal 14 provides a specific set of targets, but in some cases we must go further. Protecting 10% of the ocean by 2020 should be seen as a first step towards fully protecting 30% of the ocean by 2030. That's what scientists have declared vital to giving the ocean and the life within it space to recover, to replenish, and to build resilience. Why should we settle for less? And the new binding treaty for high seas biodiversity can, to borrow a phrase, be the next giant leap for humankind. It may make it possible to create marine protected areas on the high seas and protect their resources for the shared benefit of all. I urge the people charged with negotiating this treaty, many of whom are no doubt in this room today, to be bold, to give this treaty teeth and vision, and make it a game-changing Paris Agreement for the ocean. While this gathering might be a tiny blip in the history of our planet, our task is to make it the World Oceans Day when we change our destiny, when we refuse to allow the legacy of this generation of leaders, business people, and citizens to be that we allowed the tragic decline of the ocean to happen right before our eyes. And worse, aided and abetted its demise, because that is not the story I or anybody in this room or anybody listening want to tell our grandchildren. We know what needs to be done, and the experts tell us that we still have the time to make that difference. Whether it be a simple action of giving up single-use plastic, or countries legislating to support ocean and coastal resilience, or communities educating themselves on sustainable fishing practices, or industry committing to protect the high seas. We together in this room hold the key to unlocking the positive change that is needed here on this World Oceans Day, right now. We have the opportunity. We know what the solutions are. We even have the technology. Let's get to work to meet and exceed the targets of the Sustainable Development Goal for the ocean, for our planet, and for all its people. Now, to help show us what's at stake, it's time for us to turn from looking at our home from hundreds of kilometers above our heads to exploring the depths of our blue planet. And it's wonderful that I've had the opportunity of filling the space between the amazing astronauts, their highnesses, who provide an overview of our Earth from up above, and her deepness, my very good friend, Dr. Sylvia Earle, who I now have the great pleasure of welcoming to the stage. As many of you know, Dr. Earle is a distinguished scientist, author, researcher, and explorer. Some of us have had the good fortune of being guided by her over the years in our own exploration of life below the water, and she's helped make the ocean less mysterious and alien to many. Dr. Earle is an explorer in residence at National Geographic, the president and chairman of Mission Blue, and she's founder of the Ocean Elders. Welcome, Sylvia. Thank you.